there, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and those three goblins in a trench coat hiding in my bed under the blankets from the last stream. Was playing some Ghostwire, and boy, howdy, did I get the piss scared out of me more than once. Got a couple new enemies that we ran into during the last stream, and a new event, which was harrowing, is one way of putting it. It was a time. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. The goblins, however, are still cowering in the dark. I mean, all my lights are off, so I mean, they're particularly spooked, but I'm recovering. I'm getting there. A little tired, a little sleepy. Probably past the point of a little tired and like kind of really tired, but it's okay. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons. Yesterday was D&D day. Couldn't play D&D yesterday, so we're fitting in some D&D today. I appreciate my DM. He's great, and I like that each of us can have like these one-on-one sessions and do things outside of the party and still have a blast. And he has great ideas and he does great stuff, and he lets us be really creative and get things done that we want to get done, or just do stuff, and it's great. I really enjoy it. So we're gonna bring it down a whole bunch of notches from a little earlier, and it's gonna be it's probably gonna be pretty laid back. I mean, it's still gonna be Ark. She's still a wee bit like, she's still a little wild child, a little bit. So it'll be a good time. It'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what I'm in store for. I know that we are on winter break, so we've got, I think, 2 or 3 months in between like semesters at school. So we are going to be playing through some of that winter break and seeing what we can do. When we get back to normal game time, it'll be post-winter break, which just makes sense. So when we're all together, it's a big time skip, but that's why we do like these kind of things, or we message on the side. Personally, I like doing roleplay sessions. It really kind of concretes it for me. And I don't know, I just enjoy it, and I just enjoy playing D&D and the guys I play with. So I mean, but with all of that tomfoolery said, let's hop into Discord with Tom and let's get rolling. It might be very theater of the mind today, hence the lovely little workshop we have here, thanks to YouTube. It is not my material by any means. Not the animation, the music, but it's lovely. I think it's really calming, and I like it's called Ira's Bookshop, which is funny to me because I've been going through Avatar: The Last Airbender today, off and on, when I'm not playing a game. So I really like this, and it's not overtly like Japanese or Chinese or Korean, or like, it's not like you're sitting in a bathhouse. It's got a very cool, like, I like the vibe of it. It's got a workshop vibe for me, and I like that. And you can see the kanji throughout, which I appreciate, but it's not overpowering and overwhelming. So hopefully that'll be a nice background. I have tabletop open in case we do end up on a table. I don't know if we will, but it'll be chill. It'll be nice. Let's get into Discord. I'm procrastinating. Hop over into Discord. I don't think he is present yet. Let him know I'm in voice chat and that the stream is up. I may need to futz with my Discord settings because I don't know how it is was doing. So that's all good. My voice sensitivity seems to be pretty good. We'll bring it down just a little bit. Bring it down, like there, yeah. Because I don't know if it was working properly before. But, we'll see. Slap chop! Oh, that's right, the slap chop hand! Oh my god, the slap chop hand. How could I forget? I'm probably going to do a slicey boy on that hand, because I'm working on making a custom one. So I might have like some kind of I'm gonna have to make like a weird slap chop function. It's gonna be great. Yeah, it's I very seriously doubt I will be screaming. I would be very surprised if I ended up screaming. I'll have to bring my volume back down if I gain some fresh life. Stream stickers. Hakuna your tatas, bitch. Like, I don't know why you double post like that every hour. It's hella annoying. I may have to just shut stream stickers down for a little while until, I don't know, till it's not what it is. I want to get when I have a little bit of disposable income, I would love to start getting some custom stuff done, some like custom overlays or stickers made up. I just haven't had the extra money to justify doing it. I'm being like, yeah, okay, here you go, and have something commissioned. But I have some ideas, some D&D ideas. This is the first time in a long time I've actually been like properly playing through a game with Ghostwire. I'm like sitting down and playing it. And because I'm enjoying it so much, I would love to do some custom stuff with that. Yeah, I want to get some kind of like a cheap Cintiq or something so I can at least like sketch things. Or like try to get designs out of my brain and like onto a computer. That would be super cool. But again, I can't justify, it's the expendable income. Like, I just don't have it to just be like, even just to get a cheap Cintiq. Is that a Tomothy?
Yeah, that is me.
Hello,
what I like
Tomothy.
to do as a well-seasoned artist, my trick is that I like to slam my forehead right onto the paper and just hope my ideas just get on there.
That's what all that practice is for. Just blam! Wacom, that's the one. A Wacom. I don't know where I was getting Cintiq from. That's another one. Terrible's in chat, and we're talking a little bit. The stream title is called "The Winter Break in a New Hand?" Question mark. And he was like, "Slap chop for life." Was it slap chop for life? Yeah, slap chop for life. And I was like, I totally forgot. So I'm gonna, at some point, probably put in some kind of slicing function on Ark's hands and make it like some kind of slap chop. Something ridiculous. Exactly. Oh, you have Pancake running? Okay. Oh, look at this. It's gonna do some dumb stuff. Check out this little thing I found. I went to the YouTubes because I was like, we're probably gonna do more Theater of the Mind stuff, so let me find something, an appropriate, like, idol thing for Northstar. Let's see, what's Pancake got going? Chill vibes with Pancake. I appreciate it. Let me know if you open that video up, because I really like it. I think it's super cute. It looks like if Ark had, like, Oh my god, it could be the top of the tower. Oh my god, that would be great. Yo, Tom, I was playing Ghostwire and I scared the shit out of myself. Over and over and over. Over and over and over.
I don't know much about Ghostwire. I need to...
I didn't either. I went in with zero expectations.
Go look it up, what it looks like.
I had no expectations. I hadn't seen a trailer or anything. I had just seen, like, stills.
I heard the name out there in the ether.
Yeah, it's... I stumbled across it when I was on YouTube. Evelyn, Jacksepticeye's girlfriend, was doing a playthrough. And I think she was doing her intro, or she started it, and I was like, nope. And I closed the video because I was like, I don't want to know anything about it, because I wanted to play it. So I didn't look up anything to do with it, and just picked it up and started playing it. Not what I was expected. Not what I was expected. Not what I was expecting at all. I didn't know what I was expecting, but what I got was not what I was expecting, and I'm not mad about it. It is above and beyond what I could have expected. I really like it. You may not care for it so much. I know gore is not your thing, so gore is not the problem. I'm trying to remember how you are with jump scares.
I just think jump scares are, like, cheap.
They are not planned jump scares. So it's not like you're in a cinematic mode, you're in a cinematic, and, like, the cinematic hits you with a jump scare. It has, like, a very creepy vibe.
I'm not talking about, like, just, anything just popping out. I mean, you know what I mean, like the cheesy jump scares.
It is not cheesy jump scares. It is not cheesy jump scares. Like,
I like the Until Dawn game, but
I love Until
one of the
Dawn.
biggest problems with it was, like, I felt the jump scares were very cheesy.
Yeah, they can get a little... Until Dawn had a hair more than I would have deemed acceptable. They get better, like when they started doing the anthology releases, that are like in that same universe. The jump scares aren't as bad. Like, there aren't as many. They're still there, but they're not as often as, like, Until Dawn. And I might sound very low-key. I'm very excited. It's just, I'm tired. But I was also playing Ghostwire, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna save and we're gonna have an experiment. So, do you want a little bit of information from Ghostwire, or do you want nothing? I can make it as vague as possible.
I probably won't. I don't know if I'll end up playing it. I'm looking at gameplay right now.
I really enjoy it. So,
it's cool. It's different. I like it.
Yeah, I like the style. They're very true to, like, the culture and the folklore throughout Japan, which I really like. They put a lot of love into it. You can tell. There's a lot of detail. Like I said, I'm loving it. So, in Curse of Strahd, how they have, like, the death parade? There is a similar event that can occur in Ghostwire. So, they aren't ghosts, they're called visitors. So those are the enemies you're fighting, they're called visitors. And it's essentially this visitor parade. And it's all these people in umbrellas and, like, big old monsters that are, like, the size of small buildings. And I have always avoided them like the plague. And I'm like, nope, nope. And I tuck around and I watch, and I'm, like, trying to see what happens. And so today, instead of running, when it started, I saved, and I said, okay, I haven't died once. Let's see what happens. And as the parade was approaching, I ran, jumped on a car, waited a second, and it did not take long. And another character was like, it's sucking us in. And I got sucked through a portal into Waterland. You're not fighting in water, but it's like, Very much like when people get teleported to another plane and the floor is just water. Like that. And then a big ass fucking fight broke out, and I almost died like 3 or 4 times. Terrible. I do not scare easy. I love my horror shit. I love my scary shit. Today was especially bad because I'm just so tired. But, like, it's also very good when you're playing and you're just sucked in and you're like, what the fuck is that? What is that? Like, I got pulled into a fight and a new enemy was brought into this fight. And I was just like, the fuck is that? The fuck is that? What the? Because it, like, it does ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And so, like, my adrenaline, like, hit the ceiling. And then I crashed and was like, I am exhausted. Because of that one fight. It just scared the shit out of me. And only because I was, like, so taken aback and I was just hit with an onslaught of things. And it wasn't, like, terror scared. It was, like, that's when you get attacked from, like, the side in a game and you're not expecting it. Like, that kind of scared. Like, oh, fuck. It's good. I'm enjoying it. That's just partially why I'm low-key.
Right.
But I'm excited for Arc stuff. I love Arc. She's great.
Yeah, so I guess that's the first thing we gotta figure out.
Yeah, I was
before we
gonna
play
say.
the game is what is the game?
I was going to ask you. I'm like, I didn't know if you had ideas or anything, because I have a few.
Well, let me hear
Not many. I'd like to, because I'm really obsessed with this hand, I'd like to roleplay some of the workings of the hand, or at least be more descriptive. To give you a better idea of what is actually going into it, if that makes sense. Right. And, like, Arc working with her mom to kind of, like, figure out how to make this new hand work. Because her mom is the one who helped make her original hands, and as she's gotten older, so they've made her hands together, and this is a whole other monster. Kind of like the shifting of tides, where Mom was primarily making the hands and Arc helped. Now Arc is trying to be like, okay, I want to make it, can you help? Kind of like that shift. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
Maybe a little scavenging. It's been a while since Arc has gotten to dig into an abandoned place.
What if she helps you make a, like, mechanical hand that can, like, replicate a mage hand?
I think Arc knows mage hand. Let me double check.
Does she?
I think she might. She does know mage hand.
Okay.
Oh. So what could be cool is... So I had the idea of having the hand have charges. So that way it's not like, oh, I can do it all the time. It's like, oh, you can do this thing that costs 1 charge 4 times, and that's it for the day. Like, you know, like a magic weapon that has charges or something like that. Or an uncommon item where it's like, oh, you can do disguise self once a day. You just gave me an idea. So it's kind of like detect magic, but it's kind of like a boop, like a sonar type thing that lets her see
Wand
the
of Secrets.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me take a look-see.
And Wand of Detect Magic's also, like, a good example of kind of what that looks like. So the Wand of Secrets
I'm
actively,
looking
like,
at
works
it
like
now.
a sonar, and then if you look at the Wand of Detect Magic, that one has, like, an orb on it that changes color as you like point it at magic. You know, like play hot and cold with it a little bit.
Yeah, so the idea is to like kind of like take the effect. So it would essentially be like infusing the hand with like a wand of secrets. But it's like, oh hey, that costs like a charge or 2 charges, depending on what you want to do, because the hand might have like 3 or 4 charges. But it's like, oh hey, hold on, give me a sec, guys. And she like pushes a button on her hand, and it does like a little like sonar wipe and does like, you know, detects traps, secret doors. Or she can use 2 charges to do like another spell effect. You know what I mean? So it's she can do certain things and they're limited. So it's not like, oh hey, I have 8 things to choose from. It's like, no, you have like 3 or 4 things. But it's like you have one thing that can do 1 charge, one thing that can do 2. It depends. I have a lot of ideas for this hand. I have a lot of ideas. And it will definitely be like a running thing. It's not going to be everything I want it to be out of the gates. I know that 100%. And I have like how she's building it like in my head. Like with all the parts she has. And I was really excited when you told me that the gun she has actually has more like a rifle barrel. I was like, that's dope. I can work with that. That's great.
Your mom would advise you not to attach a Warforged or Soulbound's hand to your own. That's effectively like grafting just some yeah, it's just putting on a dead person's hand, you know. But
No,
it
no, no. She is definitely not taking like soulbound parts. This is so
oh, you know, it'd be a cool variant on the you know the I think they're called like death hands or something, you know, like the running around corpse hands. You know what monster I'm talking about?
um
So there's a monster in D&D that's the if you cut off the hand of a killer, it like comes alive.
huh. That's fascinating. I can't find it on here, not under death hand or corpse hand. But
Let me find it.
hey,
Crawling claw.
Dockwell!
That's
Curling
it. Crawl.
claw.
Yes, crawling claws.
Terrible says you're lying. You want a power level to 18 over the winter, and I'm like, nah, fam. That would be.
Milestone.
Yeah, it is milestone. Welcome, Dockwell. Good to see you. This is D&D today. Did Ghostwire earlier. Your finger just points towards the most magical item. That would be pretty hilarious. Like if she pushed a button and just like her finger just automatically pointed towards a magical thing in the room. Like it doesn't even glow, it just points at it. Like that's
Oh,
magical. I don't know what it does, but it's magical.
I'm almost picturing like some kind of like, you know, like the hand itself is like part of a bigger mechanism. So like the hand would like pop up and like between like the wrist and the hand that's like extended out, you'd have like a machine that like comes out and like, you know.
So the idea I have for the build, so that way it doesn't turn into like a mech cannon arm. So it's still a hand, but it has the mechanical feel that is very Arc and the magical feel that is very much Eternal Universe. So I have the Mind Flayer helm piece. And you said it has a palm imprint on it, like where you would put your hand to like steer a ship, correct?
Yeah, so like
So
Mind
it's
Flayer technology, he works more on like psychic, you know, like adaptation. Like because their
mhm.
technology is like alive pretty much.
So the idea is that she wants to cut this helm piece, keep the like hand outline, and cut it in pieces to make plates for fingers out of the helm pieces. and kind of cut pieces and kind of like almost like a patchwork, but how it would be segmented. So like each phalange would have a plate on it.
You're dealing with strong aberrational psychic magic here. Illithid magic.
She'd have to do some check and some science and some questions. That might be something we go over today.
I would say that, like, at the worst, might be making some saving throws to not go insane and mad.
Oh god. That might shift this plan a wee bit. Un poquito.
Speaking of, I just so happen to have the madness table open right in front of me.
Oh my god. I've been dealing with madness with Harley too. He's been
Oh.
doing it. No, he's been doing it. I don't think he's been using the madness table. Just because of the nature of the scenario that we're in.
Oh, sure.
But like we've been accumulating points of madness.
Oh,
And we managed
yeah,
to. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
madness points, I think, were like a role they added in like Van Richten's or something.
Yeah, it's because madness was also in regular Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
There was a madness table in Curse of Strahd, and I think that was more utilized. I think it was utilized more often if you died. While in Barovia, you could roll on the madness table or something. There were instances where you could roll on a madness table, and then there was a death table, I think, where you rolled for effects after dying, and if you were brought back.
Being brought back after dying is
Fucking
you can roll for that.
trip.
There's events in the game that like have predetermined like madness rolls. For instance, when we played Curse of Strahd, the gang accidentally ate people.
Yep, I know exactly. Yep, the meat grinder.
Nice old lady offered them some pies. They ate the pies, and then Ismark, the main, the brother of like the main girl that Strahd's trying to kidnap, was with the party.
What's her name again? It begins with an I.
Arena, I think.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
I
think so.
Like, totally sure.
It's either Arena or it's like IS something or other. Oh, Terrible says RBG Rave Hand with Detect Magic. He's got some funny fucking ideas, and I'm not mad about them at all. Anyway, you were saying.
Starts flashing like multiple colors.
Yeah, it's got like a magic aura. Like if there's a magic item within 10 feet, it, it's like, oh fuck.
Everybody just hears like a Bluetooth desyncing from your arm.
Doo-doot. Doo-doot. But so they ate meat pies.
Yeah, they rolled for madness, and Ismark failed his, and got that he started laughing at serious situations. Started getting a little jokery, I guess. Started. He immediately, as when he realized it was people, started kind of laughing to himself as he set fire to the windmill.
And he just cackles.
It was kind of like, like hit like face and palm, just kind of that.
Yup.
Yeah.
When the villain just like laughs into his hand. Yup. Very Dracula of him.
Yeah.
Very Dracula. Castlevania Dracula of him.
Reminds
that
me of,
that specific Dracula. Yes.
Oh my god, I'm really turning into Belmont.
I know. The exact. It's perfect.
It's luckily the cleric had calm emotions, and so like anytime they like needed him not to be insane, he would just cast calm emotions on him.
Yo, calm emotions is fucking clutch as hell.
When you need it, you need it.
Yeah, Marta has calm emotions pretty regularly, and it's useful as fuck. She's also essentially like a trauma nurse. She's a she's a cleric. She was a cleric in the military. Like, yeah, calm emotions, relax. I'm trying to help. Calm down. It's okay. You're fine. Um, so that's good to know that madness is a risk. As
It's
a
a risk anytime you're dealing with like mind flayers
yeah,
and psychic. Anytime you're dealing with anything psychic in D&D, really. In D&D lore, it's that the mind is a very treasured thing, and it is like the end result of like years of like nature, and so anything psychic is like against the natural order of things.
now here's a question. Would it be a potential for saves upon creating it and trying to like psychically bond with it, or would it be like consistent, like as she uses the hand she's making madness saves?
I was thinking if you like roll badly while making it,
Okay,
because anything like that, like that's
yeah, like continually having to make madness rolls would be
it has
bonkers.
to be really good for like that risk.
Yeah, yeah, it's the hand would have to be absolutely bonkers to like you roll a d20 and on a 1 or a 2 you gain a point of madness. Like if you expend all 6 charges at once, roll a d20 on a 1 or a 2 or
Like
whatever.
that hand better be able to cast like teleportation circle or something for that. Like, yeah, it's fucking. I would, if I was the player, I would not be happy with rolling madness checks. It's like,
No.
what if you like fail like 3 of them in one session? Next thing you know, your character is just fucking
And we
criminally insane out of nowhere.
we know, like, outside of combat, my rolls are fucking baller. The second I get into combat, yeah, that's a 4, 7. Oh, look, another 1. Like, she would go mad in the middle of combat. It would be no bueno. It would be absolutely no bueno. That or it'd have to be like a percentile die, and if you roll under like a 5 or a 10, like, so your odds are at least not like 1 in 20.
Here, let me look at psychic spells in
Um,
D&D.
my thought was like, because of the nature of the helm piece, that psychic connection is essentially like her thought behind like, oh, it kind of like having that bond with it and being able to like have that fine control of magic in the hand and needing that like connection. That was my thought on it.
I just had a pretty cool idea, I think. I'm gonna toot my own horn and say, hey, you just had a pretty good idea.
Wait, say that again. A too loud horn, you said?
I said I'm just gonna toot my own horn and just go, hey, Tom, you just had a pretty good idea.
Hey, toot that horn, man.
I think it's cool. By putting like the tip of your finger to your temple, you can cast like telepathic bond.
Or detect thoughts.
Yeah, alright. Telepathic bond is really good. You choose 8 creatures for an hour, and you can share.
That's cool as hell.
Telepathically, it's non-concentration. It's really good.
Okay, so do you want the idea I have in my head like in full? Just to have floating around in the ether.
Sure.
So my original idea is taking the helm and breaking it into pieces to make the fingers, the palm, the back of the hand, and make those segments. Taking the gun and using the barrel as pieces within each phalange. So it's almost like magic has a tunnel through the fingers to allow it to use those magic effects. And at each joint is like a crystal or an orb of some sort to be like conducive so magic can continue to like kind of like lightning jump through the fingers to pull magic through. So the gun barrel gives the magic tunnels, and the crystals kind of guide that magic through, like pull it through. And I want to use the barrel, the not barrel, chamber. So if it has, say, like six, it has six, it's a 6-chamber barrel. Each chamber has a specific crystal or gem that is magical in nature, hence why I got like the astral shard or whatever shards I picked up. And so
the reason I just sent you a picture of a mind flare, so like you said you want to like, that's like the shape of the hand that's like for the helm. It's made for that hand.
Okay, good to know. Very good to know. And so the chamber would have like different gems that she could change like daily. So it's not like she can just go, oh, I'm going to switch to this like in an hour. It's like, no, you pick one for the day, kind of like preparing spells. So I would have to, if I wanted to change what the abilities of the hand, again, this is all end goal. It's after a long rest, I would be able to change the function. But each crystal would give her access to different spells or abilities. So, like, the astral shard might be, like, a psychic shard. And that allows... Yeah.
This fits with already, like, established, like... Because if you remember, there's no batteries or gas or any kind of fuel in the setting that's... They use crystals or small crystals inside of like everything, or in cars much bigger, you know.
And there is a limit to what she can do in a day, which is where the charges come in. So like, yeah, I can utilize this astral shard to fuel, so I have like 5 charges. So like one charge is like detect thoughts. The second charge, maybe 3 charges, is what was it? The psychic bond?
Right.
Telepathic bond. So, like, I could expend 3 charges for the day and use telepathic bond, and then I'd have, like, maybe 1 or 2 charges left. And then once they're gone for the day, they're done. And then at the next dawn, I would roll like 1d4 plus 1 or something to see how many charges come back. So it's not like I get all 5 charges automatically. It would be a roll to see how much energy the crystal regains.
Or I like the idea of like, each crystal would just be 1 charge, but you have different crystals with different like effects. Yeah.
Like I said, that is the long-term goal, is to have each crystal have multiple charges on it, or work on like 1 crystal at a time to gain charges, and it's all going to have a cost. So if I want to upgrade the hand to have an additional charge, like so like the creation of the hand is like 250 gold for instance, 250 gold pieces to make the hand that has 2 charges. And then when I want to add on another charge, it's 100 gold pieces. And then the next charge is like 250 gold pieces. So it gets exponentially more difficult or more expensive to continue to improve the hand to have more charges. Hence why it is a long-term project and not a, oh hey, one and done. Because...
So you'd rather have like 1 like ability that just gains more charges on.
Right. So it, like I said, it's not just oh hey, I have 6 different crystals. It's like, okay, I have this astral shard. I built it. It's originated on this astral shard. I have 2 charges. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to spend 100 gold pieces and kind of treat it like wizard spells. And so, okay, I've put 2 charges in. Okay, I want to add a 3rd charge, so it takes 150 gold pieces and 3 hours. Like, 150 gold pieces of materials, and then 3 hours of work to add that charge. And then if I want to add a fourth charge, it's 200 gold pieces and 4 hours of time. As an example, it can be longer. Like, oh, hey, it's going to take 200 gold pieces and, like, 4 days, which would probably make more sense because it's more complicated. But that's the general idea that I had, and with construction and using that fine gear piece that she found. Because, like I said, I've been hoarding shit. That fine gear piece is used to rotate the chamber when she wants to change her hand function for the day. So that internal mechanism, because it is like a fine gear and meant to be very precise, it can handle the magical switching between the crystals and the chamber spinning inside her wrist. I have been thinking about this a lot. I haven't nailed down specifics on what spells yet. Let me look at Ark's inventory.
I might have even played tonight. This might just be us workshopping for a few hours.
Yeah.
That's fine.
If we can get some roleplay in, that would be cool. If not, I am perfectly fine working out the functions of this hand. Let me inventory. Okay, so I have 382 gold pieces still. And I picked up my amethyst is for my homunculus. Oh, that's right. Okay, I forgot. So I have, so like I have that cleansing stone, and a clockwork amulet. So the cleansing stone lets me, it's a sphere in a 1 foot diameter engraved with mystic sigils. When touching the stone, you can use an action to activate and remove dirt and grime from your garment and your person. So essentially I would like some of the like items that I have, I want to incorporate into the hand as charges. So like maybe one charge is like the ability to cast prestidigitation, or just be able to clean up. And that's a charge. Like, oh, we're going out in public. Oh shit, I'm dirty. Pop. But she can do it like multiple times a day. Which you can do with the cleansing stone anyway. But then I have like, I always forget it exists. The clockwork amulet lets me take a d20 roll once a day and just make it a flat 10. Then I have the coin of delving. So there are items that I was thinking of incorporating into the hand. Like,
I don't want the hand to become like too cumbersome. You know, like having like multiple items like integrated is fine, but as long as like items work best when they have like a clear like function. You know, so like,
and it's more the idea of like incorporating these things across chambers. So it wouldn't be like these three things are on one chamber, they're integrated slowly.
love Ark's character sheets.
So like she might incorporate the coin of delving, and rather than it being like a physical coin, she uses a charge, and like a magic coin kind of pops out and falls. So it has the effect of the coin of delving at the cost of a charge.
It pops out of like the back of your hand with that same kind of flick that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not an actual coin, it's just the like I guess like the essence of the coin, like just a almost like a I don't have a word for it. I can see it in my head and I can't like verbalize it at all.
Is the Feywild shard what you're talking about?
It's a Feywild shard that I bought. Yeah. And I think I got the Feywild shard and an additional amethyst.
Yeah, the amethyst is
The amethyst is gonna take time because the Feywild Shard is innately magical. The Amethyst is just an Amethyst. So the Amethyst is gonna need work to be imbued with magic. That's gonna be... That's gonna be definitely a time thing. The Feywild Shard. Oh, and I have that necrotic shard as well. The
Yeah, let me go
necrotic
ahead
pieces I
and
found.
just add that to your inventory.
The necrotic crystal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make it as a custom item in your inventory.
Okay, I was gonna say I have it in my notes.
It's more so like when we're playing, I can.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Crystal cast raise dead. What do you have in your notes? What it says?
Removed from
What does when you break it?
removed from undead construct, pure necrotic magic, releasing energy and raises undead nearby.
Yeah, casts raise undead. Yes.
Oh, I even have in my wants a psi crystal. That's funny. I was thinking about that already. Having a psychic crystal. And I like the idea because it kind of gives a very limited... It's very limited, but access to some spells outside of the Artificer class. Like, at some point, I might find, like, some kind of fire gem or something. And it's like, oh, hey, you can do... If you expend 5 charges, you can cast Fireball. Those are your charges for the day, but you cast Fireball from your hand.
Playing immediately. Let me switch off the D&D music.
Sure.
Persona music.
Ah, there it is. Okay, I was reading the Feywild Shard. So it requires attunement by a sorcerer. And I thought it would be pretty cool. So if she integrated that into her hand, it would give her access to sorcerer spells. So not all of them. It just like what she essentially programs into the hand.
Okay, how about this? When you put it into your hand, you can pretty much you're trying to use the technology to like focus it to one spell and effect.
Mm-hmm.
But when you use this item, you got to roll on the wild magic
I
that
was
needs to be
100% gonna say, like, if that's the crystal she's using for the day, she would 100% roll on the wild magic table. It's a Feywild shard, like,
Okay, so
100%.
here's how I think I definitely would like the item work, the hand, is that you have like a crystal like focuser, like a gem,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
like maybe in your arm or the hand, wherever. Uh, but pretty much it'll like you could put in just like any kind of magic gem and like really like try to refine the effects. It's something you could use. So, like for instance, Keen, this works out because Keen just found out that he has the ability to make magic gems.
Yeah, you told me something was up, and you were like, he doesn't know it yet, but it wasn't just because he cast lightning on it a whole bunch.
I mean, I want to say something, but like nobody knows. As a DM, I just gotta sit
I'm
here.
I'm fine not knowing.
Yeah, no,
I am totally fine with
I
that.
don't want you to know, but I want to talk about it.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. I want to know. I want to know, but I want to learn it in game.
Oh yeah.
I want to learn it in game. Like, I want to know so bad. I want to be like, Tom, tell me the secrets. But, like, that's not fun. Some things are fun. Like, but, like, I want to. We play this game regularly. Like, Ark will learn eventually. Over time. But yeah, I like that idea of it because she really is trying to blend tech and magic together.
Okay.
That is
so
what she's trying to do. I mean, that's what an artificer does.
So let's start making the item right now. And your mom would definitely like, you know, enchanting gems is like the
What
best
is
place to
that?
start making magic items. Because that's another thing you're getting over the break is she's teaching you how to make magic items.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, I went to go hit my vape and I got juice all over my hand and I don't know why. So I needed to clean it. You leaking pretty good. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And it might start out like to start as she tries to refine it because she only has like the Feywild shard right now. So she may just start as like for the time being, like she'll keep the gun chamber and keep it stored on a shelf because that will be her goal is to use that chamber so it can be changed within the hand. But I think to start, maybe like you said, it's a chamber on her wrist she can like pop open and there's a slot for one gem. And for the time being, she can change them. So, like, she can pop the Feywild shard out, pop in the necrotic crystal. Again, as an example. But it's... I would have to say there's an attunement period. Like, that only seems fair or appropriate.
Well, it's either that or the gem is like one use each. Bonus action to switch gems, and you gotta like recharge the gems.
Yeah.
And I would even say go far as say you could like once you start like getting a stockpile of gems, you could maybe only get recharge as many as like your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, like at one time.
Yeah, so you know a few days you can get them all like back in charge. But...
Yeah. I mean,
So like
ideally in the future, if I can, I would like to do that chamber idea, but I think starting out, like, there's no need for it to have that quick change necessarily, because it's not going to be, again, it's not going to be super powerful out of the gate. It's not going to be like, you have 6 charges. It's like, you have 2. You have 2 charges on this crystal for the day. That's it. And then, you know, it's again like 1d4 and then if you add another charge it's like 1d4 plus 1, so you'll always gain back at least 2 charges. And then, you know, with just a d4 it's like you'll at least get 1. Let me take a peek at okay, let me close these.
So I've got an item creator open here. And
The only thing that sucks about this is that it's gonna get progressively more complicated. Like as time goes
not
on.
terribly. It'll mostly just be like having a bunch of like, defined spell slots, really.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just like this item just might as well be a spell slot. Use the spell slot. Alright,
Mm-hmm.
it's gone. Wait for it to come back.
Yeah, and I mean you
Which
treat
is
it.
like, I also gotta like, I can't just give you like a ton of gems or else it will just become over cumbersome and
No, 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 no,
will become
no.
like incredibly strong.
Well, and that's
Like these.
why it's part of the reason why, and I'm sorry I'm so fixated on it, using that chamber because it is limited. Like, it is like a 5-chamber, 6-chamber piece. So it's those, like, and once they're in, they're in. It's not like, oh, hey, I'm going to tinker with this and replace a gem. It's like, no, what's in there is in there. And so you might have those 5 or 6 different states. Again, long term.
Once you like focus these gems, maybe the gem focus has like the 6 chambers, but yeah, once they're like in there and focus or blocked.
Like once a gem is in a chamber, that gem stays in that chamber. It is not coming back out. It
Okay,
is fused to the
so
chamber. Like it is
call
an
this.
the chamber is an inner. The way I see it, the chamber is an inner working, is a mechanism working like within the wrist, or like right before where the wrist would meet, because her, like, she's missing like from like her mid forearm down.
Right.
So it might even be like just beneath the wrist, and it's just a barrel that's internal that she can shift. So she might flick a switch to pick what chamber she wants, and it's all internal. And so when she needs to work on it, she'll take it off, she'll take it apart. But once a gem is in the chamber, it is fused to the chamber. It is permanent. So like it's not.
I
It's
might make this like because of the nature of like this being like this might require attunement.
oh yeah,
Uh,
I could totally see that requiring attunement. 100%.
Luckily, your items aren't like exactly something that are like build defining at the moment.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And I
like,
mean, artificers, as you level, you gain more attunement slots.
that's like really high in the artificer though. But yeah,
I think it's like 11 or 12.
pretty decently in there.
For us, yeah. With the way this game runs, yeah, that's pretty high. Again, that's college. Come on, let me open in a new. Am I in the wrong profile? Nope. It's just dumb. All right, we're gonna go to here. But yeah, no. When I say putting like gems in a chamber, it is not like, oh, I'm gonna swap them out whenever I want. It's like, no, you pick like 5 or 6 crystals or gems, and that's it. Like, so like the necrotic gem might give me access to some like necrotic type spells, like maybe 3 or 4, or depending on how far we go. Like it starts out as like 2. And then as I add on a charge, it's like, oh, well, that gives me access to a new thing. But it costs an extra charge. But it's like, that necrotic gem is there. Like, it cannot be removed. Like, essentially, trying to remove a gem would essentially break the hand.
Okay.
So they would be permanent gems. But, like, it's not like, oh, hey, I have 10 gems and I can do whatever I want. It's like, no, you can pick 6. That's it. You pick your 6 and that's what you got. Let's see. It looks like I think you get magic item adept at 10th level. You can attune up to 4 magic items at once.
Okay.
And even then, like 4 attunement slots, like the hell? So many. It's amazing. Oh, and if you craft a magic item with a rarity of common or uncommon, it takes you a quarter of the normal time, and it costs you half as much of the usual gold. So once she gets to like college level, like upgrading the hand becomes gradually easier, like as she gets older and older. So she's starting it now, but like once she gets up to like college level, or she's like Bryn and Milo's age, like she's just getting progressively better at like working with the hand and like improving on it. Like she might not even get to add like a third, fourth, or like a fourth or fifth gem until she's like in like her senior year of college or some shit. Who knows?
Yeah, a good thing to tie to proficiency.
Oh yeah, how many gems? That actually is a really good idea. Because your proficiency caps out at what, 5 or 6? I have the table open. Yeah, your proficiency caps out at, where are you? Yeah, your proficiency caps out at 6. So like I wouldn't even have access to the 6th chamber until 17th level. Like the foreseeable future would be 4 max. And I wouldn't get the 4th chamber of the chamber. I wouldn't get the 4th slot of the chamber. I wouldn't get the 4th chamber until level 9. So I would have 3 to start.
And you already have 2, so you really only have like room for.
Right, I only have room for one
more.
more. And I already have in my notes that I'm saving for a Psi Crystal.
Mind Sliver would be a good one.
There's... The psychic spells are bomb, man. They're dope.
Alright, so here's what I've got written down for this so far. Magic gems can be inserted into this artificial arm. These gems can be tuned and focused to the resonance of the weave, tuning to a spell when the gem is inserted. As using a charge of these gems will deplete the crystal and cast a spell. Regain on a long rest.
Now, as I improve on... I guess it would be... I guess the improvement aspect of this would be, I guess, improving the efficiency of how the energy is used through the crystal.
It'd either be that or like as you like get stronger, the gems are like higher level spells.
Mm-hmm. So let's say right now at this level I have access to just first level spells.
Yeah, so you could only choose first level, but then
but then
you get like the next one you might have like, because next level you should get second level spells.
Yeah, because I took a level in Rogue. If I hadn't taken a level in Rogue, I believe I would have gotten access to second level spells. Yeah, if I had taken another level in Artificer, I would have gotten second level spells. Since we have not... Let me double check, because really this is a priority for me right now, this hand. Since we haven't played, can I change my Rogue level to an Artificer level? Or would you want me to keep it as Rogue?
No, you can change it.
Okay. I didn't want to make any change like that without asking, because that's not cool. That's not cool. So we're going to remove that. So I lose expertise, but that's fine, because it was bringing me up to like 10 in my investigation and arcana, which is good. But having access to those second level spells, especially for this hand, and I get an extra attack. So that's even better. Oh, that's right. That's why Fey touched. Forgot about that. Oh, my HP is the same. Dope. Did you turn Pancake back on? Tom, did you turn Pancake back on?
I mean, I don't think it ever went away.
Oh, I thought you muted it for a minute.
I think it just ran out of music and then I added more.
Sorry, I had a lot of complex noise because because Pancake went off and I thought you muted it. So I put the music on the YouTube video back on.
Oh, right.
And so a lot was happening. I'm like, what is... And I was like, Pancake is back. That's what's up. I like this.
Okay. So for the Fey Crystal, the second level spells is really strong with this. I'd say you choose an illusion. Like, the crystal, I think, will determine what school of magic it's able to
Oh, yeah.
from.
Well, and because, especially with the Fey Crystal, like, it says, like, requires attunement by a sorcerer. So if I want to use spells with that crystal, it has to be a sorcerer spell.
Yes.
Like, that's part of the reason why I picked it. It's part of the reason why I have, like, a Psi Crystal on my list. Because you will have access to, like, psychic spells specifically. Let me double check what a Psi Crystal does. And I can actually move my mic a little bit because we are not D&D'ing, so I can do more research and typing this way.
Stuff we should have like figured out before we even like thought about playing TNT.
What's that? The hand?
Just like in general, like the idea of like what we'd even be doing in D&D and like the hand and all this.
Oh no, I kind of came in knowing it was gonna be roleplay heavy, and I was like, if I end up scavenging something, I know Tom, like, you are a good DM, and if I had asked, you'd be like, I think I got something.
Right.
Like, so the Psi Crystal is a wondrous item, uncommon, requires attunement by a creature with an intelligence score of 3 or higher. The crystal grants you telepathy for as long as you remain attuned to it. See the introduction of the monster manual for rules on how this telepathy works. The crystal also glows with a purplish inner light while you are attuned to it. The higher your intelligence, the greater the light's intensity, and the greater the range of telepathy. See the Psi Crystal properties table. And I think Ark's intelligence, yeah, Ark's intelligence is an 18. So, like, it would shed, I would have a range of telepathy. If I was just using the crystal on its own, I would have telepathy up to 120 feet. And it would shed bright light in a 15-foot radius and dim light for an additional 15 feet. So, like, if she were to integrate the Psi Crystal, like, her joints might, like, glow with, like, a like, purplish light. The Feywild Shard, the joints might glow pink where the, like, crystal beads are. So, like, those beads, those crystals, like, kind of give off a glow as the magic is pulled through the hand.
So, I'm thinking for the Psi Crystal, either, I mean, we'll figure that out when we get it, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking, like,
down the
maybe,
road.
like, an illusion spell would be really good for that, because, you know, illusions in D&D are in the
Right.
mind. Like, maybe it's something like Shadow Blade, or,
Let me open up the illusion, and then I opened up the, I don't want the sorcerer
but for the
box.
Fey Crystal, I was thinking enchantments.
Let me pull, because I want to look at the sorcerer spell list, and then I also, enchantment is a really good idea.
Hold Person is an enchantment.
Enchantment, where are you? There we go.
Tasha's Mind Whip.
Let me look at the sorcerer spells real quick. And I just want first level and second level filter spells. Scorcher, Alter Self, Blindness, Deafness, Blur, Burning Hands, Catapult, Chaos Bolt, Charm Person. Chromatic orb, cloud of daggers, color spray. Let's see, first and second. Filter. Let's see. Oh, Dissonant Whispers. That's a good one. Isn't Silvery Barbs really Yeah, Silvery Barbs is fucking busted.
Yeah, but in my setting, those are Strixhaven spells.
Okay, good to know.
I mean, they are in the book too. It's just everybody uses them.
Yeah, but in this setting, it makes sense for it to be like, have you gone to Strixhaven? I don't think so.
Like Chain, he's playing a wizard in our other game, and he's a Strixhaven graduate, so he's got Strixhaven spells. So I don't mind you if you want to make your character of those. Just keep in mind you're kind of focusing in on your character's past a little bit. Yeah. Okay, you're a Strixhaven graduate. Congrats.
Way to go, man. I do like the idea of specifying it rather than it being from like the sorcerer class specifically, because there's so much in the sorcerer class. Like just first and second level spells, there's so much already that they have access to, and it seems excessive to try to pick two, a first level and a second level. So let me just look at the enchantment spells. I do like that idea a lot. Let me just look at my, let's limit the options here a little bit. Oh, I've totally, like... Terrible's probably not here anymore, but he was in chat, and I was so focused on our conversation. So I'll give you a little update. He said, chat is outside of game. We can know secrets. Do you want an infinity gauntlet? Because this is how you get an infinity gauntlet. Shotgun gauntlet.
Infinity Gauntlet, but I didn't want to say Infinity Gauntlet.
Nah, he's not wrong. It is 100% how you get an infinity gauntlet. Chambers and gem shells. Just enchant some slugs of metal to use your spell slot. Spell slots. Then at the beginning of the day, pick your slugs like spells. That's a pretty cool idea too. Just allowing you to cast spells you can't normally learn. My Artificer is just about to have unlimited attunement slots. Oh my god.
That's pretty
Oh, he's still
messed up.
here! I'm so glad you're here, Terrible. I love the... I love that you and Tom are like, this is how you get an infinity gauntlet. Like, you're quite correct. You're quite correct. I love that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. I'm gonna change something real quick and see. We're gonna do window capture. We're gonna do that guy. Done. We're gonna make you visible. We're going to hide you. Still visible. Dope. Radical. If I move you over here, and then nope, it misappeared. We're gonna.
So,
I'm listening.
Oh crap, where? So right now I'm making the item. You don't have to choose now, but I have it all set up to like add the spells in and the charges and all that. So once you choose your spells that you're focusing on.
Oh, I can make a decision now because limiting it down to like just enchantment spells because of the Feywild shard, actually makes it much easier to like try to pick something.
And then you also can choose a necromancy for the other one.
That's right, because I have access to 2 gems. Let's see. Okay, let's do the enchantment first.
My recommendation would be hold person, but you do you.
Would you say the spells that the charges that are used from the hand would require concentration?
Yeah, it'd be cast just like any other spell.
Okay.
Like any spell, no matter how it's cast, is always like, if it's got concentration, it's got concentration.
So, Terrible is losing the pretty visual, but I need my monitors. Where did my Twitch tab go? Did you just disappear?
King just made a pretty powerful gem, and I can only imagine Ark is like trying to get it away from him. Can I please just see it for a minute?
Please! Please!
Just look at it!
I won't break it. I won't take it either.
He's a dragon, so he just eats it.
Poops
So
it out. Poops it out later.
You're asking a dragon for his gems. Good luck.
You are not wrong, sir. I lost all of my windows. Why are you like this, computer? God damn. Okay. There we go. Some semblance of order. Okay, so we're gonna close this sorcerer tab. I don't need it. The psi crystal I don't need for right now. The artificer thing helps. Character sheet, yes. Okay, what did I move over here? Okay. Sorry, I had to look at Ark's first level spells to see what she has access to naturally. Because there's gonna be some overlap. Probably? Maybe. They've got a pretty good saving throw. Let's see. Ooh, Hex. And I think if you... That is a necrotic spell, which is interesting.
Did you pick one for enchantment? My bad.
No. So I'm looking at the first level enchantment spells now, and Hex is an enchantment spell, but it is also a necrotic spell.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it is considered an enchantment spell, and it does necrotic damage.
No, necromancy, the school.
I don't think there is a school of necromancy.
Go to the top of D&D Beyond, go to game rules,
Oh,
and right
I'm
on the
dumb.
list.
There 100% is. I am an idiot. I don't know why I didn't think there was a school. I'm a doofus.
Oh, you're...
Let's see. Sleep wouldn't be a good one because she fires at range, and when people fall asleep, it immediately puts their shots at disadvantage. So nothing that makes them fall prone. So here's a question. So, if a spell can be upcast naturally, so something like Bane or Bless or Command or what is it, Charm Person. So if in upcasting, so like with Bless, if you upcast, it lets you add an additional target. If I were to use 2 charges instead of 1 charge, would she be able to upcast as if she was casting Bane at 2nd level?
Well, So the way I thought it would work is that each one has its own um it's just one charge per gem. That's how I had in mind it working.
So the way I had it in my noggin was so each individual gem has two charges, and so each gem is kind of like considered a level. So if there are two charges on a gem, you know, a first level and a second level. So you could choose to use one charge, or you could use both charges to cast a higher level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So like if I use all four charges, it allows me to cast a fourth level spell. So essentially using like
No, see, in my mind, it like you focus this gem to that spell, so you're pretty much like selecting that spell. It is hard locked to that spell for the time being.
Because my thought was being able to because of the ability to swap between functions over a long period of time, rather than going between like the Feywild Shard and the Necrotic Gem in one day, she has to choose what she wants to have access to that day. So it's if she has access to just the Feywild Shard for the day, she has access to those two spells since she knows up to second level.
No, I was thinking she has access to both gems, but just one spell, one spell on each, one charge. I'm trying to keep it so it doesn't like bog down gameplay too much, and it
it would
like
be
the most like convoluted thing.
It would just on my end it would just be a matter of if I wanted to change it for the next day. Like prepare just like when I prepare my spells for the day, I would choose my chamber for the day. And that would be it. And I'd use the charges from that. Does that make sense? Because that way it allows me to kind of expound on gems long term. And it would have to be I would make it individualized so it doesn't break. Which is why I was like, if I just do the Feywild Shard over these 3 months, because of like cost and time and original development, that's fine. Because having both those gems, and essentially it's like, oh hey, these are 4 spells. Like, it's busted. And like I wholly understand like there needs to be work and time and money put into it, and not just like, oh here you go. Like I'm not for that. But I like the idea of being able to go like as she gets better at her tinkering and her building and honing in and kind of like fixing these things, she can utilize the gems more fully individually.
So it probably would do away with the part of like you can't remove the gems.
Oh yeah, no, I never wanted to be able to remove the gems. No, it's legit like they are in that chamber and they are permanent.
Okay.
And the chamber cycles inside her hand, so it doesn't pop. She can't pop them out. She doesn't switch them in. It is a thing she has to focus on doing, and that's why it takes a long rest for it to take effect.
We could treat it like a sorcerer, where it's like you could change the spells on the gem on a level up.
We could.
And then I wouldn't mind giving like extra charges to the gems, but so I was thinking like if you choose a first level spell, then 2 charges. If you choose a second level spell, 1 charge. And you could use it to upcast.
Wait, say that again?
If you choose a first level spell, it gets 2 charges, and you can use them to upcast. But if you choose a second level spell, then it's only the 1 charge. But the number of charges and spell slots, will go up as you level up. Nah, you don't like that?
That weirdly seems more complicated.
I
Because
think it's
as you swap things out, like it's swapping around. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but you won't be swapping out like a ton though with the switching on levels though.
I don't know why I'm so stuck on having multiple spells on one gem. I don't know why I can't like break my brain past it. Because in my brain it makes sense.
It's also just a matter of like it's hard for me to like make this an item. It complicates like the item creation a little bit if I got like
It's
differ between like different gems. It's fine. It's I can.
because I was prepared to make the item myself, and you were like, "Oh, I've got an item creator open." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Because I was probably gonna just, if I was going to have different gems like that with that idea, I would just treat them like individual items. I would have them sorted. I would have like a special bag on my inventory sheet that would just be called hand. And so I would just attune to the different quote-unquote gems. Yeah, I would have a handbag. I would have a handbag. I hate you. You're the best.
I won't mind it having each gem having multiple spells, but again, it would be the difference between 2 first level spells or 1 second level spell.
And if I were to add a third charge, could I do a first level and a second level?
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah, I could see
If you
that.
want to make the item, you can go ahead. Since it's probably easier too, since you're like, making it in game too. So it's like you're like.
Yeah, I can make it, and I know it's a pain in the ass because it's multiple things. But like that was the easiest way I could think of because it's, and like I said, if I just start out working on the Feywild shard, I'm totally fine with that. If I can do both in 3 months, I can make 2. I can make a necrotic hand and a fey hand, and then just have a quote-unquote handbag. And it would just be a matter. I would treat it like any other attunable item. So if I wanted to change to the necrotic hand, I would have to attune to it over a long rest. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So that way it kind of eliminates the need to like be really descriptive with like, oh, if you do this and this, it's like, no. Here, this is what we're gonna do. You can cast this with this many charges, period. Let's me look at what we have for. Oh, you know what I should also do? Excuse me, I should open up the necromancy tab. So I think on the Feywild shard, I might actually do. Hold on. This is where I get overly complicated. I don't think she normally has access to it. First level, she does not. What was I doing? There we go. And we are Curse. Let me look. There's an easier way to do this, and I'm just dumb. Hold on. Sorry, I am like thinking really hard on things and making it way more complicated. Because I was like, oh, let me look at this spell and let me check everybody's character sheets. And it's like, Nat, you can click on the spell and it tells you who can cast it, you doofus.
Does it really? I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. If you
That's
click on
cool.
a spell, at the very bottom, it has a view details page, then tags, and then it says classes. So, like,
Oh, I thought you meant like in the party.
yeah, I went to go open the campaign and open individual character sheets and look at their spell lists, and I was about to be like, that's stupid. There's an easier way to do this. And if you go to the spell page on D&D Beyond, and then click a spell, at the bottom it tells you what classes can cast it. So, like, Animal Friendship can be cast by a Bard, a Druid, a Ranger, or a Nature Domain. So I can look and be like, oh, we have a Druid, so we don't need we don't need Animal Friendship. Or, like, I can look at Heroism and be like, oh, we don't have a Bard, a Paladin, an Order Domain, Peace Domain, Oath of Glory, but we have Battlesmith, which I already have access to. So I can look at the spells and be like, oh, who can cast this? I was trying to make it way more complicated than it is. Of course Grave Domain can cast it. Fucking love Grave Domain. Oh, favorite forever and always, Gravewalker.
Man, have you seen Phantom Rogue?
I don't think I have.
It's something they added in
Oh, wait, no, I have.
Directions.
I think I have.
Really want to play it, but I want to play it as like not edgy as possible.
Can we hold this thought for 1 second? I really have to pee.
Okay.
It like hit me and I was like, oop. Hi, Papa. Sorry about that. I set up a Nightbot command that tells me to hydrate, because otherwise I will just sit here and like play a game or play D&D and not ingest any fluids or food. And so I've actually been drinking water. And I was like, oh, I have to pee. Oh man. 2 seconds. Let's see. Sorry, I'm catching up with terrible. How dare you not know every spell class or rule? One charge per gem, just different cost per gem. So only access to one gem, not each chamber. Yeah. Like having a glove of blasting one day and like a wand of magic missiles the next. Yes, exactly. Yes. Sorry, I'm reading chat. Both? Kind of. So, terrible. The idea is that, so one chamber has access to, at this level, it'll be one spell of choice with 2 charges. So if it's a first level spell, I can either cast it twice or upcast it. Or if I choose a second level spell, I can cast it once. And then as I add a charge, I can add another spell. But I can't just change to different gems in the middle of the day. It has to take an attunement or a long rest to change from one gem to another. And I can only have as many gems as the hand. I can have gems equal to my proficiency bonus. So right now, I could have a total of 3 gems, max. And then once my proficiency bonus goes up again, I can add a 4th gem. Exactly. Yeah. So magic missile uses 1. Fireball would use 4 slots. Exactly. 100%. Okay, Tom. Sorry. Okay. So I think for the Feywild shard, I think I'm gonna do Bane. Nobody has access to it, and Bane is A+. We have people who force saving throws and stuff, so I feel like Bane would be good. Especially Ark's save DC is 16, so that's not bad at all. And being able to upcast Bane to include 4 people would be nice. So for a recharge, would we just put like recharges at dawn, aka a long rest? It recharges all charges for the time being.
I would just put a long rest. It doesn't really matter the time, because it's like, I would imagine Ark's like setting it up to like charge overnight or during the long rest.
Okay, that simplifies that. Shit, that led to like another question immediately, and I immediately forgot it. As quickly as I thought about it, I forgot it. Just that fast.
This just raises more questions.
Yeah, okay, there it is. I got it. I had to backtrack in my brain. Do you think as she adds more charges, would she need to roll to recharge to see how many charges she gets back, or it just fully recharges after a long rest? This is more for down the line.
Would the gems regain all the charges?
So like if for whatever reason I get up to, let's say I have 5 charges, would I just regain 5 charges after a long rest, or would it be like, hey, roll 1d4 plus 1 or whatever? Again, this is down the road. Right now, rolling to recharge is silly because it's 2 charges.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, that'll be.
That's a later problem.
Later. Yeah,
that's a later problem.
Just put down all charges for now. If it starts getting like crazy, might.
And again, this is perpetually in development. So it's gonna be ongoing. And I tend to be pretty good about keeping track of things because I'm super anal about it. So I have it correct. She would only be able to gain additional charges on a level, or could she spend time to gain an additional charge but not an additional spell? So say I wanted to take 200 gold or 100 gold and the time to get a 3rd charge. I would still only have Bane, but I would have an additional charge? Or can she only gain a charge?
Yeah, that'd
on
be
a level?
really strong. I would say, like,
I would even say that might be gem that would make it really complicated. If it was gem specific, that would be overly complicated.
yeah.
That way it's not like, oh, you gain you gain an additional charge across all gems. It would have to be either one at a time or on a level. So that way it's like, oh, I've upgraded the Feywild charge. I have 4 charges. And the Necrotic Gem hasn't received upgrades. So that way it's not super broken. And again, not being able to gain spells. So yeah, I would have 4 charges, but could still only cast Bane.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is broken. Like, absolutely.
I like to think it's broken in a manageable way without being like, oh yeah, every encounter has just become completely unbalanced.
Well, because, like, if it's... Think about it this way. If these charges recover every morning, then it's like any spell slot. It's just something that your character would be like, well, I better dump it now. Well, you know, it's only got one of these a day. So it just becomes a dump spells, like what they're called. You know, people refer to these as.
Oh, okay, kind of like when you get a Misty Step from a feat.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I better use this now.
Yeah.
I won't get another chance to.
Yeah, I have Fey Touched on Arc, and she has Misty Step once a day. Okay.
I like to think that, like, Arc before, like, if she hasn't used Misty Step yet, like, as she's going to bed, she just Misty Steps into the bed.
Like, she Misty Steps from the garage through her window over her bed. She's just, like, she's too tired to walk or get undressed, so she just Misty Steps into her room directly onto her bed. That is a very Arc thing to do. That is a very Arc thing to do. I really like that, actually. It's funny. Okay, so gain an additional charge on a level. That tracks. Oh, better question.
Well, the charges would go up as your spell level goes up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Level.
It's not on a level, it's on a spell level increase.
Yes.
Important designation. Okay. Okay. I wish I could draw properly so I could, like, do a diagram of this hand. I may just try to do it anyway. Get out, like, measuring tools and, like, protractors and shit from, like, when I was in, like, high school and middle school. And just be, like, make, like, a proper, like, measured diagram and shit. Fucking nerd.
My tip is to draw 5 hot dogs, then the rest of the hand.
It's good advice. When you're just doing a diagram of a hand, draw 5 hot dogs, the rest of the hand, erase one end of the hot dog. You're done. That's perfect. And that is weird, Tom. That is weirdly perfect. Just smack your head on the table and art comes out.
What you gotta do, you gotta really beat it out sometimes.
Yeah. If a little blood comes out, that means you're doing it right. That just makes the ideas come out stronger. Okay.
Strong ideas, strong head.
Okay, so question on when she would gain access to 3rd level spells, would it require gold piece and time's worth of work put in on that gain?
I think the gold piece in time would be getting the gem.
Okay. Fair. Oh, terrible. 100%. If I manage to like draw up something proper and I'm not 100% ashamed, or if I'm only like 25% ashamed of it, or even like maybe 50% ashamed of it, I will 100% send it your way. Yo, Terrible was like, if you do a swell job on the sketch, please scan it and send it to me. I would love to give a shot at 3D modeling the thing. I would lose my shit and I would pay you for that hand. 100%. I would 100% buy that hand from you. That would have a permanent home in my curio cabinet. Like, with all of my, like, proper, like, collectible models and shit, I would put that hand on my shelf and I would adore that thing. Ugh. Oh, and I could paint it. Ah, Terrible. So many good ideas. Tom, what do you think about the hand so far?
My biggest concern with it is I don't, because like it's a strong item. It's incredibly strong. Anything that just gives you a free spell is incredibly strong.
Admittedly, at this point, because I was going to bring up, like work cost. So like obviously she's taking a significant chunk of time over these 3 months. And I have no problem saying, okay, 150 gold pieces. My thought is, if you want more, I can do that. Like 150 gold pieces just to get like a proper functioning prosthetic hand. And then an additional...
way more than that for a prosthetic hand.
For one, she's making it from scratch, so...
Oh, right.
So she's not buying a prosthetic hand, but she's making one. Like, the hands that she uses, like, her and her mom made. Her mom made it more than she did. She helped and she tried to learn. And as she got older and, like, needed a new hand because she's a grown girl, her mom would let her help more. So it's... And that's how she's easing into, like, making this hand with mom's help and not mom making it with Ark's help. Because it is strong, but I want it to have a cost. Because I bought the Feywild gem and an amethyst. I forget how much the Feywild shard was. But it's more than appropriate for me to spend money on just building the hand for materials and all of that. And if you want to do like tinkering checks to see maybe how well she does. So like if she rolls really shitty on her tinkering checks, it's gonna be more expensive to make because she fucked it up. Or if she rolls really well, maybe it costs less. That's up to you.
Right.
But because I know it's strong and it's giving me access to this spell, I wholly understand, like, paying and being like, okay, yeah, no, this is a money and a time dump. Like, she might go and try to, like, if she's going out to scavenge, it is strictly with goals for pieces for this hand. It's for nothing else but, like, pieces to make this hand. Like, that would probably be her entire winter break.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because again, I don't want you to feel like it's super broken without it being like, hey, like, putting in the time, putting in the effort, the money, and being like, this is how I got access to it. So rather than buying an item that lets you cast a spell from it, it's being made rather than bought, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't want you to feel bad about it existing.
Oh, I mean, this is like, it's really good, but like, It's not like it wouldn't even be the most broken thing in the party. Scoops' hat is ridiculous.
Scoops' hat is 100% ridiculous.
It still wouldn't be as broken as Keen's cape either, or cloak either.
What does his cloak do?
It has charges that you can use to either give an extra, like, you can use to either add extra dice on your damage or healing.
Yeah, that's... And I mean, Ark has her toolbox.
Like, it's good for it's broken for crafting, but crafting's not exactly, like, a really strong aspect of D&D to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, we've done all this talking. If you want to do some like crafting tinkering rolls, because I know it doesn't happen often, I would be totally down for making some rolls.
Once we get everything all like set, honestly, once the item's all set up, send me that, and then I think when you come back, because like Ark missed the first 2 days, so honestly it'd be a good explanation that it's like over the last 3 months she's been working on this, and it even like spilled a few days into the school year, and she didn't even realize it because
she's like borderline she managed to like fashion a cot, or like her parents got her a cot for the workshop because she would just fall asleep at her workbench. So at least if there's a cot in the workshop, she's not sleeping like face down on like a work table. So she probably fell asleep like in the workshop, and they had to like come knock on the door 2 days later, and mom just be like, "Did you go to school yesterday?" And her being like, "Fuck, I didn't know school started, alright!" And she like flies out the door, runs back into the garage, grabs the new hand, pops it on, and flies off to school. That would be the type of shit she does. I will say, the thing with Ark's toolbox that makes a huge difference is it gives her access to the animated shield. That is a,
the toolbox
that is a huge
like
thing
really strong too.
What was that?
Yeah, the toolbox is really strong as well.
Yeah, depending on like how you use it. So it contains all it is really strong. Again, it's primarily geared towards crafting, but like for me personally, the animated shield makes it, because I was working towards getting a hand crossbow so she could have a shield and be ranged. But with the animated shield, she can keep the... What is she using? Heavy crossbow? No, she is using a hand crossbow. Why is she using a hand crossbow? Wait a minute. Why have I not bought... Wait, hold on. Am I being a doofus again? Let's see. Let's check, Tom. Is Natalie being a doofus again? She might be. Yeah, dude, why is she not using a heavy crossbow? I am a dum-dum. I am an absolute dum-dum. Because she does... Can I spend the 50 gold to get that heavy crossbow?
Sure.
Because she doesn't need to hold the shield. That's the whole point. Let me double check her features to make sure I'm not doing it stupid. Okay, no, and she doesn't have... Wait, why do I already have Bane? I guess I'm not taking Bane. She has Bane from Fey Touched Intelligence. Good to know. Okay. Today I learned. I'll make it up and send it to you, so that way it is. Are there any other do you know if there are any other level 1 or 2? Okay, hold on. Again, being a dummy. Where is Strixhaven? Hold on. Strixhaven. A curriculum of chaos. Let me see them spells. Just so I can look and not... Okay, so it doesn't add a ton of spells.
No, every spell. There's like 5 different schools of magic, I think,
Yeah,
and each one
and it adds
yeah.
one for each.
The
Okay.
spells are named after the dragons that run each school.
That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. That's neat.
Like Wither Bloom is the one that made Wither and Bloom.
Okay.
He's the druid teacher.
That's amazing. But do you like my idea, Tom?
I dig it. It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Here since I think I will be hopping off here in a minute though.
Yeah, I need to get to bed too.
Okay.
I was just hoping you would like my idea, and we could
do.
hopefully get
It's
to
a good
work.
idea, but it's just like I like the idea, but it's in my game, so I gotta be like really peculiar about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is a super custom item. It is
Oh, yeah, incredibly.
it is peak custom. But for me, that's kind of like the embodiment of an artificer.
It's the class that lets you bully your DM into making items.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, what did I gain the extra attack, steel defender, battle ready, battlesmith, tool proficiency, great tool for the job, artificer infusions. Yeah, it gets, when it comes to like making stuff, it really kicks in at later level, where you really see like the benefit of making stuff, like with the adept or whatever it is, or something, where it reduced the costs and the time. Like, I anticipate this being a little expensive. Oh, it's a +1 hand crossbow too. How much is a +1 heavy crossbow, roughly? A heavy crossbow on its own is 50 gold pieces. Tom?
Oh, sorry. My brain just totally fucking.
Did you blue screen there for a second?
For a moment, I started thinking about what you said, and then my brain just immediately yeah.
Shut off.
And say the last thing of part of what you just said.
How much is a +1 heavy crossbow?
Okay,
A heavy crossbow normally is 50 gold pieces. Oh no, it might not matter. Hold on. I forget. Yeah, I can't use it anyway.
so that's why you haven't upgraded?
What was that?
So that's why you haven't upgraded?
Yeah, because I probably forgot about it. 2, it's a heavy weapon. And I am size small. So I couldn't use a crossbow even if I wanted to. A heavy crossbow. Can't use a longbow either.
Really?
No, longbows are considered heavy. They, however, do not have the loading property. That kind of stinks. Ah, the price of being small. Okay. Let's call it a day. Tom, thank you for taking this time. I know we didn't play, but I'm really glad we finally got something nailed out for this damn hand. I've been talking about it, so thank you.
Not a problem. I had fun. Definitely, next time we definitely need to workshop like what our one shot will be like actually about before we hop in.
Yeah, a little bit. Milo is easy. You're like, I have this really cool thing I think would be cool for
Oh yeah,
Milo.
well, because
And I
Milo's an
was like-
assassin, so we get it, and it's just like assassination.
Here, go on
Yeah.
a Dishonored side quest.
Whereas Ark is a an artificer, so really it's
Northstar is even heavier on the role play than Eternal Universe. We role play a lot in Eternal Universe. Northstar is even more than that. If anything, Northstar might be like sometimes mostly roleplay. We have combat and stuff, and we do quests and stuff, but I feel like a lot of it is very much like just characters interacting with each other, players and NPCs. And I love it. I think it's great. Fucking Gregor with his little pigs. So many good characters, Tom. I love your universe. It's so good.
aw, thank you.
I love your universe. Oh shit. Sorry, I looked at this. I looked at something at a higher level, and I was like, oh fuck. All right, my dude, it's time.
All right, I'll talk to you later. It's been good.
Yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye. All Magic Bookstore ended. Oh no. Wasn't it? Alright, terrible. Oh, let's... Oh, chat paused. Oh, because I did a highlight. Thank you for hanging out. I loved your input. It was great. I am quite horny for dice rolling. I love rolling dice. This is why I don't gamble. Like, I have an impulse First off, I have an impulse control disorder. Second of all, addiction runs in my family. Plain and simple. It is what it is. Third, I just have an addictive personality on my own. So those three things equals bad news bears. So I don't gamble. The closest thing I do get to gamble, dice rolling. Just make my hand a crossbow. No, Tom already thinks it's pretty broken, so I think making it into a functional physical weapon would be like, nah fam, not gonna happen. If anything, I would have to, what's it called? I would have to make a whole other hand that is just like, oh hey, grappling hook, slap chop, crossbow. I'm glad you thought it was interesting. I've been thinking about this a lot over the last couple weeks. Probably like the last month. Maybe? Roughly? That seems about right. And I have these parts and stuff that I've been sitting on. And I definitely toned down a lot of it. As it should have been. I had very, very lofty ideas. And so, it was good to be reeled in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And he could just pop them on and off. And he either upgraded or he leveled so that it costs a bonus action instead of an action to swap them out. And it would, that would have been a million times easier, because that's all physical stuff, and it's just a matter of having things that swap out. But Ark isn't a, what's the word? Ark isn't an automaton. Ark is an artificer with a prosthetic hand, with a limb. So it's the magic is kind of just the magic and mechanics is her thing. So like, it'd be cool to have like a dope like mechanical hand that does stuff. But also, there's a certain point. Oh yeah, I mean, you've been you've been here long enough to know that I, as a human being, am just extra as hell. Like, just again, naturally, not dramatic, just extra. But I really like the idea of blending the two, especially as an artificer. Like, I feel like that's kind of, it's the core of the class, is tinkering and crafting and making magic items. Like, they have artificer infusions. That's, you're making the mundane special. You know, you make your armor into a +1 armor, or like her hand crossbow has an infusion on it, so she doesn't have to carry ammunition or reload it. It just does. You know, there's the homunculus servant. She doesn't get to use very often, but like that's functional. And there's an Zuck in Friday's game is an artificer, and I know I've missed a lot of time over there. But I think he made his hand axe that he uses. I think it's +1, and I think it has the return property on a specific like function. There's a way that it returns, from if I understood the last session properly. I know he's like made footlockers and stuff. So and again, I like making things. It's just I can't always make my hands do those things. Like, if I can get a drawn up diagram of this hand, I will be very surprised. But if I can get it out of my brain and onto paper, that, I just like making stuff. Like, and I like building with my hands. I just don't do it often. So to do it, like, fictionally, and, like, in a fantasy world, like, my brain can at least have an outlet. What I should do is, like, take a day and, like, not play a game and just, like, go and paint. I got so many minis in Hero Forge. It's been so long since I've painted any of them. I should just take a day and let that, like, be my creative outlet. But I enjoy it. Hopefully it's not super game breaking. Yeah, I might go ham on this. He said draw 5 hot dogs and then the rest of the hand, and I'm not gonna lie, that 100% broke the fuck out of my brain. Broke my brain. Because it's so true. Draw 5 hot dogs. And then essentially, like, a wonky square. And you have a hand. Like, and it's just basic. It's so basic that you can make that work for a diagram. And, like, he really busted my brain. And I don't know if it's because I'm just tired, or if that was, like, just, like, well, I don't even know. I could not tell you. Could not tell you. But yeah, let's see about doing this raid. I need to see if I need to follow them or not. Let's see. Clear chat. Raid channel. Ooh, I can just... Awesome. I can copy paste. Oh, and they're playing Phasmophobia. Let's do little baby raid of 2. I'll go check out their game, and see how they're doing. While I look at... I think I might just take notes for... Because I can't create the magic item tonight. There's no way. My brain is mashed potatoes. But I can at least make notes on how it works. Or now that we've talked about it in depth, like, I know what I need to do and how to make it. And how it functions. Which is really what I needed to nail out. And some stuff I'm not going to be able to figure out. Until we get into gameplay. And we hopefully do some rolls to figure out cost. What works, what doesn't, what she gets done. And that kind of stuff. So it's nice to get it officially out of my brain. And all else fails, there's stream. I can always come back and be like, the fuck did we decide on? And kind of do a quick skip through. Yeah. I'll probably remember most of it tomorrow. Because, like I said, we finally, like, got it out in detail, and it got out of my brain and into the universe. But I can definitely come back here for notes. I love that you said, this is how you get an if you want an Infinity Gauntlet, this is how you get an Infinity Gauntlet. It's so funny. Alright, let's do our little raid. Let's go look. Start raid! Terrible, thank you as always. You're a great guy. Get some rest. Get ready for the weekend. Do your shit tomorrow. And then just chill. So, I appreciate you. Get some rest and toodles.